$725 billion. That's what big tech is spending on AI this year alone. It breaks down to $2 billion a day, $83 million an hour, $23,000 every single second. And in the time it took you to read that last sentence, they already spent more money than most people make in a year. Here's the problem. Numbers like that don't actually mean anything to your brain. We're wired to understand small things. A paycheck, a rent bill, maybe a car payment. We are not wired to understand 725 billion of anything. So instead of just throwing the number at you and moving on, let's actually try to picture it. Start here. Imagine you had $1 million and you spent it every single day starting on the day Jesus was born. Not saved, not invested, spent. $1 million gone every day. You keep spending through the fall of the Roman Empire, through the Middle Ages, through the Renaissance, through both world wars. You keep going all the way to today. Over 2,000 years of spending $1 million a day without missing a single one. And you still wouldn't have spent as much money as big tech is projected to spend on AI in 1 year. That's not an exaggeration. That's the actual math. 2,000 years of $1 million a day doesn't even get you to 725 billion. Let's try it a different way, because maybe time isn't the thing that clicks for you. Let's try weight. If you paid this in physical $100 bills, $725 billion would weigh about 8,000 tons. That's roughly the weight of the Eiffel Tower, in cash, spent by a handful of companies in 12 months. Or think about it this way. That's more money than the entire annual GDP of countries like Switzerland or Poland or Belgium. Not a company's revenue, not a stock market. An entire country's economic output for a full year, gone into GPUs, data centers, and electricity bills in the time it takes the Earth to circle the sun once. And this isn't spread out evenly across the year either. It's happening right now as you're watching this. Every second, roughly $23,000 gets spent on AI infrastructure by the biggest tech companies on Earth. Every hour, $83 million. Every single day, $2 billion. Disappearing into server racks and cooling systems and chips that didn't exist 5 years ago. By the time this video ends, they'll have spent more than most people spend in an entire lifetime. Now, here's why this actually matters. Beyond just being a fun number to sit with for a second, money at this scale doesn't get spent quietly, and it doesn't get spent carefully. When an entire industry commits this much capital this fast, it stops being a bet on good ideas. It becomes a bet that can't afford to be wrong, because too much has already been spent to walk it back. That's not a reason to panic, but it is a reason to actually understand the number, instead of just scrolling past it the next time someone throws it into a headline. Because whether this turns out to be the greatest investment in history or the most expensive miscalculation anyone's ever made, it starts with actually grasping how big $725 billion really is. Most people will hear this number once, nod, and forget it by tomorrow. If you want to actually understand where all of it's going and what happens next, that's exactly what we track here. Subscribe if you want to see the real story behind the biggest number in tech right now.